Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2. The storm clouds have moved over Sphinx Drive, but let's hope it will be raining goals as Coventry United look to get back on track after what only can be described as a disappointing Tuesday night against Coleshill. Welcome to another edition of Hillz FM Matchday with Liam Cook, bringing you live coverage of Coventry United matches. And today's opposition is AFC Wolverhamptonians. That's right, Liam Cook here reporting for Hillz FM Matchday, and we are less than 15 minutes away from kick-off at a very wet and sodden Sphinx Drive. The storm clouds have moved over the ground in the last couple of minutes and the rain has started to come down. Fingers crossed it won't affect the playability of the pitch. But we've seen worse storm clouds than this. But I can safely say, unlike last season, I'm not going to be getting involved with trying to clear the water off the pitch. Yeah, big match coming up today as it's United versus AFC Wolverhamptonians, and it's going to be a busy week for Coventry United as the Red and Green Army gets set to take on Boldmere St Michael's on Tuesday as well. The United have a lot of work to do after a quite frankly very poor performance on Tuesday night against Coleshill Town, where United lost by 4-0 at Pack Meadow. That's the club's biggest ever league defeat, and also the first time Terry Anderson has lost a match as manager of Coventry United. Oh. I'll tell you what, we've heard farmyard animal noises at Sphinx Drive, and now they've gone and took over the microphone, so we're in trouble. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, we do have a laugh though. We do have a laugh here at Coventry United. That was the one and only Simon Reynolds with his perfect. Well, I think it's a cow anyway. It might be a pig, a goat. I don't know what it is, but it's a very weird sound anyway. Anyway, let's go straight into today's team sheets. Starting with Coventry United. In goal, number 1, Rich Morris. 2, Pierre Mudim. 3, Lewis Hudson. 4, Gift Musa. Number 5, Callum Burgess. 6, Jamie Coleman. 7, Tommy Glasgow. Number 8, Chris Cox. 9, Kai Williams. 10, Josh O'Grady. And 11, Adam Bilic. On the bench, number 12, Rob Prinzel. 14, Muzzy Unduna. 15, Brian and Love. 16, Matt Brown. And 17, it's a difficult one, is it? Adrian Boetis? Never heard of him. Right, let's go through the players now for our visitors. AFC Wolverhamptonians. Starting in goal, we have number 1, Josh Morton. 2, Tom Ray. 3, Joel Keynes. 4, Nathan Rose Lang. 5, Nick Dodd. 6, Jacob Barnes. 7, Mitchell McDonald. Number 8, Josh Shepherd. Number 9, Marvin Robinson. 10, Jamie King. And 11, Dimitri Brown. And on the bench we have 12, Jordan Harrison. 14, Ryan Nesbitt. And 15, Joe Davis. So we do have quite a lot of action going on around the grounds today. Namely, Coventry City are in action against their former landlords, Northampton Town. And the cow's getting wet. I've heard of bringing in the sheep, but never bringing in the cows. I won't even try and mimic the impression. So yeah, Coventry City are in action at the Ricoh Arena against their former landlords, Northampton Town. We'll bring you live updates of that match as and when we get them. Coventry have named one of their youngest ever defences. Jordan Willis is the captain for today's match, and Sam Ricketts will be on the bench. We're just trying to get the starting lineup up for you now. Jordan Turnbull is back in the team. He was suspended for the previous match after a red card at Bradford City, and the floodlights are being turned on here at Sphinx Drive because the visibility has got a little bit worse. Let's go for the starting lineup for Coventry City. We have Reece Charles Cook, Jordan Willis, Kean Harries, Jordan Turnbull, Dion Kelly-Evans, Lewis Page, Vladimir Gardzev, Chris McCann, Marvin Sordell, Marcus Tudgai, and Daniel Aguiai. On the bench, Lee Burge, Sam Reilly, A result that does either side any favours in the early going to the season. A James Milner penalty gave Liverpool the lead before half-time, but Danny Rose equalised 18 minutes before the end of the game. And as I say, that the rain's getting progressively worse here at Sphinx Drive. We haven't had that much rain in Coventry, so fingers crossed the pitch will be playable. The other matches we have today: Chelsea take on Burnley. We've got Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. Everton against Stoke, Leicester at home to Swansea, Southampton versus Sunderland, Watford, Arsenal, and later on we have Hull versus Manchester United. As you can hear, the rain is getting progressively worse. So again, fingers crossed that the pitch is going to be okay to play on. Into the Championship now: Barnsley against Rotherham, a match between the two expected strugglers of this season. Birmingham against Norwich. Blackburn take on Fulham. Brentford are against Sheffield Wednesday. Aston Villa travel to Bristol City. Cardiff have Reading. Huddersfield take on Wolves. Ipswich are at home to Preston North End. Nottingham Forest look to continue their great start to the season at home to Leeds. Wigan versus QPR, and Newcastle against Brighton. That's at 5:30. And as you can hear, the rain's getting a lot worse. We have heard a few spots of thunder and lightning a little bit earlier on. And you wouldn't believe it's summer. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, you would believe it's summer, because this is England. It's what happens in the summer. It rains a lot, and very often, and very heavily. So people who are surprised about this weather, don't be. You've lived in England that long, you should know the weather's like this. But yeah, it's going to be a difficult game for Coventry United if the game gets going, which I believe it will do. I think it will do. Pitch is looking fantastic, to be honest with you. I mean, we haven't had any rain for the last couple of weeks. It'll take a lot of rain very quickly before it becomes waterlogged, so I think the only danger would be the volume of the rain coming down. I don't think there's any immediate danger to the players, so it should be absolutely fine. Into League One now. Swindon 0, Bristol Rovers 0 is a current score. Into the matches happening later on: Bradford against Oldham Athletic. Charlton take on Bolton in the battle of the relegated sides. Chesterfield have Millwall. Coventry City versus Northampton, we've already been through that. MK Dons host Peterborough. Port Vale take on Scunthorpe United. Rochdale versus AFC Wimbledon. Sheffield United take on Oxford United, Chris Wilder's old team, of course. Shrewsbury Town versus Gillingham. Southend United against Fleetwood Town, and Walsall at home to Bury. In League 2, Accrington Stanley versus Morecambe. Barnet take on Carlisle United. Blackpool have Plymouth at home. Cambridge welcome Luton Town. Cheltenham are taking on Crewe Alexandra. Crawley are up against Notts County. It's Doncaster versus Yeovil at the Keepmoat Stadium. Exeter versus Portsmouth. In the battle of the South Coast sides, Grimsby versus Stevenage. Hartlepool against Newport. Leyton Orient up against Mansfield, and Wickham take on Colchester. So those are the matches that we have got coming up. A little bit of news to tell you about in the Formula 1. Nico Rosberg, as expected, has taken pole position for tomorrow's Belgium Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton will start from the back of the grid after taking a 30-place grid penalty. So we'll try and get the full grid for you in a couple of seconds. We do know that Verstappen was in second place for Red Bull, and Kimi Raikkonen for Ferrari was third. And also Max Verstappen is now also the youngest ever driver to start on the front row in a Formula 1 Grand Prix. And also good news for, there's a little bit of lightning strikes over. So good news for British Formula 1 fans, as Jenson Button has got himself into the top 10. He will start in 9th place for tomorrow's race, ahead of Felipe Massa. Jolyon Palmer got his best qualifying result of the year, but he only finished 14th. And here come the players of Coventry United and AFC Wolfrunians at an absolutely drenched Sphinx Drive. It resembles more of a swimming pool than a football pitch right now. The rain thundering down from the heavens above. I hope that it won't cause too many issues. And if I'm counting right, Wolverines have bought a few players, sure, but no, wait a minute, here come the players now. 5 players, including their goalkeeper, were late coming out. So let's go through the starting lineups once again, starting with our visitors, AFC Wolverinians. Number 1, Josh Morton. 2, Tom Ray. 3, Joel Keynes. 4, Nathan Rose Lang. 5, Nick Dodd. 6, Jacob Barnes. 7, Mitchell McDonald. 8, Josh Shepherd. 9, Marvin Robinson. 10, Jamie King. And 11, Dimitri Brown. And now for Coventry United, number 1, Rich Morris. 2, Pierre Mudim. 3, Lewis Hudson. 4, Gift Musa. 5, Callum Burgess. Number 6 is Jamie Coleman. 7, Tommy Glasgow. Number 8, Chris Cox. 9, Kai Williams. 10, Josh O'Grady. And 11, Adam Billich. So 2 minutes to go until kick-off as the Coventry United staff make their way towards the dugout. Terry Anderson suffering his first defeat as manager on Tuesday night at the Kozul match. Let's keep our fingers crossed that Terry can lick the boys into shape. A lot of work going in on the training ground on Thursday. Let's hope it pays off as the lads return to Sphinx Drive. Chris Cox starting with the captain's armband today. No Kevin Thornton, he's injured, he's not going to be playing today. I believe he's also a doubt for Tuesday. Now let's keep our fingers crossed he's going to be back for the match against Bedworth on Saturday in the FA Cup. Let's talk of the devil, Kevin Thornton walks in front of us. Wolverinians in their blue and white kit, Coventry United in their traditional red and green. And wouldn't you know it, there's absolutely no one standing outside the sheltered areas of the ground except for the Coventry United management duo in Terry Henderson and Luke Morton. So I'll wait and see how this Coventry United team pans out. Although we do know that Kai Williams will be starting up top, we believe that it will still be a front three with the likes of Cox and O'Grady pushing forward to help out with the attack. We're set to go here. Wolverinians will take the kick-off as referee checks his watch. And we are underway at Sphinx Drive. Live coverage of Coventry United versus AFC Wolverinians. Wolverinians are going to break down the right-hand side now. Here's Ray into the centre, flicked on there by Rose Lang. Mitchell McDonald. And Hudson intercepts now for Coventry United. Tommy Glasgow playing in midfield today. Musa onto the right-hand side there with Pierre Moodham. United in Wolverinians half, tries to ball down the right-hand side. It's well blocked there by Joel Keynes. United had the ball in their possession. Jamie Coleman, who was taken off the pitch on Tuesday night, injured.
Okay, thanks very much. Thank you.
Burgess.
Thank you.
And Gift Musa forced to the ground there as the referee gives a free kick. Jamie Coleman. United starting quickly here, and there's Lewis Hudson into the centre with Gift Musa. Moodham. Tries to pass it over to Chris Cox, and the assistant has judged it to be out of play.
Come on, United!
So keyword today with the latest goings on around the ground in the Premier League and Football League. Hoofed down line there by Jacob Barnes. United able to win it back. Here's Tommy Glasgow. Boots it up the other end of the pitch. Williams won't get there. It'll be a simple catch for Josh Morton between the sticks. Williams is struggling to get to his feet here. Here's McDonald. Plays it back to Ray. Tom Ray boots it upfield only as far as Jamie Coleman. Coleman puts it onto the left-hand side with Alan Bilic. Takes it away from Ray. He's not able to keep it away from McDonald. McDonald looking for Brown and finds him. It's nodded on. Marvin Robinson batting for the ball with Callum Burgess. United just able to nick the ball away as Jamie King tried to come through. And in fact, United have conceded a free kick. Who's he giving it against? There were a couple of United players muscling in on their opponents. So no early goals I can see of in the Premier League or Football League as it's put into the area now towards the left-hand side. Barnes gets his head in it. Tried to put it in for Robinson and it's offside.
Made it right, look. I hate referees who do that. Not sure they got it right, so they... I don't think he was either, that's why
United
in the box.
can start from the back now to that offside. Here's Jamie Coleman striding forward. The rain still pounding down at Sphinx Drive. The strikers will like these conditions. It opens the door for mistakes from the defenders. They've got to be there to capitalise on them. Musa takes it away from Shepherd beautifully. Onto the left-hand side now with Lewis Hudson. Playing a little bit of to me to you with Gift Musa. Musa now to Glasgow. Gets it back from Glasgow onto the right-hand side now. Pierre Moodim. Moodim to Chris Cox and Anderson questioning where's the movement from the Coventry United players. Burgess now Gift Musa. Under pressure there from big Marvin Robinson. He's played it back to Callum Burgess. United seem to be a little bit more sluggish than usual. It's Chris Cox. And how will the absence of Kevin Thornton affect United as they lose the ball? Cox slides in well and gets the ball. Williams tries to beat Keynes but can't keep the ball. And it comes now to Marvin Robinson in the midfield. Forward to Jamie King, surrounded by red shirts, but somehow finds Mitchell McDonald on the right hand side on the halfway line. Rather than beat Bilic, he's passed it to Jamie King. Forced back and United win it. And here's Jamie. Here's Tony Glasgow. Williams trying to get onto the ball. Good side chance, but Williams has got the ball now. May try one. It's blocked well by Jacob Barnes. United still have an opportunity with Josh O'Grady. Puts it into the area looking for Tommy Glasgow. And it's well saved by Morton, but it's offside anyway. Seen Glasgow taking a position on the left side of the fence mainly this season, but it seems as if Glasgow is going to be helping out with Josh O'Grady and Kai Williams up front. The rain seems to have eased off a little bit. It has been a complete washout today. Here's Chris Cox. Chips it over, looking for Kai Williams. And we said that the rain will invite mistakes, and Tom Ray slipped. Williams couldn't take advantage though. Now it's with Joel Keynes. Dodd takes it away from Williams. Onto the right-hand side now with Mitchell McDonald. 1-2 with Josh Shepherd. McDonald plays it back to Ray. Jacob Barnes passing it around at the back now. Wolverinians. Nick Dodd. Playing a 1-2 once again now with Jacob Barnes. Onto the left-hand side now with Joel Keynes as they try and kick into a higher gear. And Robinson takes the ball away from Burgess with a crafty header. But Burgess able to put that one down line, but it's kept in just about there by Joel Keynes. And Musa has put it out for a Coventry United throw, putting it out off Keynes. 6 minutes gone at Sphinx Drive, still 0-0 between Coventry United and AFC Wolverinians. As Pierre Mooden goes to get the ball and take this throw in. No early goals from the Premier League or the Championship. We've got one at League One level, Peterborough in front at MK Dons. It's 1-1 already between Hartlepool and Newport, and Doncaster lead 1-0 against Yeovil. Still no score at the Ricoh Arena as Coventry City take on their former landlords Northampton Town. And that will be, well, it's kept in there by Joel Keynes, and Jamie Shepherd has gone down. The Wolverinians players calling for a foul, and it was rather late. It was a rather late call by the referee. It seems as if Cox and King had a coming together.
50-50 ball, there's no foul there. He's giving it for the bench.
You can hear the thunder claps over Sphinx Drive. Here's Mitchell McDonald.
I thought it was you sitting down.
Nah, it's my stomach. I'm going to say, I'll skip breakfast. Yeah, for anyone listening, it's my stomach. I'll skip breakfast, don't worry about it. Lang, and United win it back, and O'Grady puts it through. I don't think Cox is going to get there. No, he isn't, but it's put out for a Coventry United throw by Nick Dodd, and United want to try and get this one restarted quickly. O'Grady throws it back line to Moodim, into the centre now with Gif Musa. Glasgow, a little bit of space to work with, but he's going to make inroads on the pitch. Plays it into the centre circle with Jamie Coleman. United trying to build from the back. Coleman's ball into the penalty area. Cox, it brushes his head, but it will go out for a goal kick. As things stand, Coventry United in 11th place in the league after 3 games. 1 point in front of Coventry Sphinx. There's only one team in the league with a 100% record now, and that is Westfields. Booted away by the goalkeeper, Joe Morton. And it will be a United throw-in. The Wolverines player's not happy about it, but it took a touch off an away man last.
That was clever.
William takes the throw. Burgess now across to Jamie Coleman in defence. No chances to relate so far after 9 minutes. Musa.
And again, come on.
Glasgow takes it away there from King after a rather sketchy pass. Glasgow now to the right hand side looking for Pierre Moodim. Good control from the right back. Cox is with him. Chris Cox tries to switch it on to Moodim. He's eventually got the ball after it cannoned off the boot of Jamie King. What can Moodim do with it now? And it's put out for a, I think it's a corner kick. It is. It took a touch off Joel Keynes on the way out, and it will indeed be a corner kick to Coventry United. And it's going to be Mr. Set Piece himself, Josh O'Grady, to swing this one in from the right side. It's put in by O'Grady towards the far post, and Cox gets his hand in it, and it's bounced over the crossbar. He headed it into the ground rather than towards the net. Waste opportunity for Coventry United there, but the first chance of the game falls to the home side. And a goal from Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, Burnley 0. The first goal in the Premier League today. Aston Villa are winning. That's a shock against Bristol City. Huddersfield lead Wolves by 1-0. Oldham winning at Bradford. Still 0-0 between Coventry City and Northampton. Walsall lead against Bury. Doncaster 1, Yeovil 0.
First ever meeting.
Cox booted forward looking for O'Grady, and it's put out.
Who would have thought that Burton and Derby in the same division, but Burton gone
By Joel Keynes into the stand and out for a throw. Cox puts in the cross, and it's cleared down by Ray. It's not completely out of danger. Can O'Grady get his head on it? No, he can't. It's handed away by Nick Dodd. Cox can't bring the ball back to United. And running down the left-hand side now is Dimitri Brown, and a crosser, making sure the move wouldn't go any further. Musa given a chance in the team today after the injury to Kevin Thornton.
Hello, John. Hello, John. Hello, John. Hello, John.
Throwing taken. Here's Joel Keynes. Batting with the ball with Gif Musa. It's come to Nathan Rose Lang for Wolverinians.
Winners.
Josh Shepherd is forced away from the goal by Chris Cox. And Glasgow couldn't quite bring the ball away from Nick Dodd. Hudson heads it towards Bilic as United have the ball back. Bilic's header catches Hudson out.
Sit down.
Sit down, shut up.
Hey, swap seats if you want.
It's not really good at commentate. Shut it up. That really works. Might get the rating.
He's alright. Okay, he's alright.
Cross is put in, and it came with the head of King, but will go to the hands of Rich Morris, headed up rather than towards the goal. Morris rolls that one to Jamie Coleman. O'Grady, and he tries to switch it over to Hudson, but the pass was a poor one. And Hudson did seem to bring Brown to his onto the ground, but United have got away with that one, and United do have the ball back after Hudson was able to regain the ball. It was a poor pass from O'Grady, which nearly gave Wolverines another chance to break. Here's O'Grady again, onto the right-hand side. Moodim. He's got Cox with him, finds Chris Cox in the centre of the move, slowed down now. Glasgow. Opportunity to put it into the box and finds, well, nearly found Alan Bilic, but he couldn't control the ball. It was drifted past him and towards the goalkeeper, Josh Morton. And Terence are not happy with the performance of Josh O'Grady so far. O'Grady trying to get stuck in the midfield, but he's being employed as more of a striker today.
I don't know why I don't just tell him instead of sitting on the fence.
There's Burgess. Moodim as once again the lightning strikes over Sphinx Drive. And so we can see a nice electric goal here for Coventry United as Williams picks it up on the outside of the area. We've seen an electric goal from him before. Glasgow on the right hand side with Pierre Moodim. Crossing opportunity, Moodim puts it in, headed away at the near post by Nathan Rose Lang. It's come to Glasgow once again on the edge of the area. Chris Cox switched onto the left hand side looking for Lewis Hudson. Hudson controls it well. Can he take it past Mitchell McDonald? Yes, he can. Still going, and it's nicked away by Tom Ray. Cox's first touch lets him down, and King intercepts for Wolverinians. Ball to the right hand side looking for Dimitri Brown. And it is a Wolverinians ball. It came off Musa before it went out. Goal from Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 1. The Cherries up by 1-0 against Crystal Palace. We'll try and see who's scored the goal. I don't know whether it's Callum Wilson or not. We'll try and find out. Arsenal also 1-0 up. They've scored against Watford. No, it wasn't Callum Wilson, it was Josh King who scored for Bournemouth. Brown, good slide challenge there from Bilic, playing on the left-hand side of midfield. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us here on Hillz FM Matchday, get in touch on Twitter at MatchdayHills. Anything you want to say about the action at Sphinx Drive. McDonald gets set to throw this one towards Brown. It's nicked away by Bilic, but it's come back to McDonald. Tries to put the cross in and does so. It's gone across the face of goal. Moodim tries to get it away. Shepherds the ball away from Joel Keynes. And United able to let it go. United now will regroup with Rich Morris. And, well, again,
what are we doing?
Well, to quote the Queen song, Thunderbolts of Lightning, very, very frightening. There was a frightening moment there for Coventry United as Burgess tried to get it away, and Marvin Robinson nearly brought it away from him just through the penalty area. Wolverines do have a throw now inside United's half. I think a 1-2 there with Shepherd is Mitchell McDonald. Back to Shepherd. Jamie King tries to chip it over the United defence, but United able to regain the ball, but not for long. Shepherd once again tries to chip it over the defence, and Morris has to sweep up Coleman's back pass. And Marvin Robinson and Rich Morris, well, that's just saying they're not having a kiss and a cuddle there. They're not exactly on the best of terms as Morris tries to get it away. Oh, and a good challenge there from Tommy Glasgow. And United has won the free kick as Nathan Rose Lang and Glasgow go for the same ball. Glasgow takes the free kick now. Chris Cox may try one from here. Chris Cox! Oh, just wide. Brilliant effort there from Cox. Trying to replicate the spectacular strikes we've seen from Williams and O'Grady in recent weeks. We've been treated to some spectacular goals in the last couple of games, and Cox nearly added to that collection. Just wide at the near post.
Had a knock on the head earlier, and I don't think he's got over it yet.
He won't hold him down. They'll keep going till the end, they will.
And Morton will take this goal kick now for Wolverinians. 17 minutes gone. The conditions are certainly not getting any better here at Sphinx Drive.
No.
Cox heads it back to his defence, and Burgess has plenty of time here. We'll play it back to Rich Morris. Chips it over for Moodim. And now Gift Musa. Moodim with space on the right hand side. Cox is making the run. Tries to play it forward to Williams, though Williams can't get there, and it's booted away by Tom Ray into the dugout.
Of course it is. You're on the golf course. You've got a metal club in your hand. It's thunder and lightning. They're not all running around.
Ipswich now lead 1-0 against Preston. Nottingham Forest won up against Leeds.
Oh, they got Brolly.
Still no goals from the Ricoh Arena. In fact, they're a little bit behind here, actually. They're a couple of minutes behind schedule. I think they kicked off around 5 minutes late. Kicked off bang on time for once here at Sphinx Drive today, as Musa plays it onto the right-hand side with Pierre Moodim inside Wolverinians territory. Cox back to Moodim. Moodim tries to stride into the centre. He's found Kai Williams, and now Bilic puts it into the area, and it came off. Looked like it came off the arm of Glasgow, but the referee's not giving anything. Glasgow's in the area, tried to get some contact on the ball, but I think it just brushed his right arm on its way through to the goalkeeper.
How big an area do you want, mate?
Morton clears. Robinson heads it towards a teammate, Rose Lang. Robinson fighting with the ball with Pierre Moodim. You have to go try and get this one away as Chris Cox regains possession and puts it out for a throw. It will be a throw in to Wolverinians. We need another ball, and Rob Prinzel does the irons, booting the ball over to Terry Anderson. And that's why Harry Barnes isn't a goalkeeper. As young Master Reynolds tries to throw him the ball, and let's just say he couldn't catch a cold. Well, he might in this weather, actually.
What? He's got the ball.
And United concede another foul, this time on the right-hand side of the penalty area.
Harry. Not a goalie coach.
Rubbish.
Well, you got to say, making fun out of Harry Barnes is our favourite pastime here at Coventry United. We can't get enough of it. Wolverinians to swing in this free kick. And well saved there by Morris, but still danger as they try and get this ball away, and Morris had to parry that one away, so United able to put it out for a throw. Nervy times for United.
Come on, United!
Well, Morris's main job on Tuesday was to pick the ball out of the net. 4 goals he conceded. But you got to say that Koza were very clinical that night. It's going to be a throw now for Wolverinians. There's Brown. Keynes whips it in. It's come now to King and may try and strike one from here, and he's put it over the crossbar. 20 minutes gone at Sphinx Drive. Still no score in the Midland League Premier Division match between Coventry United and AFC Wolverinians.
Anyway, do you know a bloke named Paul? Apparently he's got 800 people. I don't even know the chap. He's not like John.
Yeah, who is he?
Who is Liam Cook?
Musa heads it up,
I get him a new
and
table.
King tries to put it forward.
He's down the main.
He's just trying to sit that way.
It's Hudson now breaking for Coventry United. I think he called them Manchester United then. I know they're good, but they're not at that level yet. Coleman to Gift Musa, and by the way, I think we can all say a very happy birthday to Gift Musa. It's Gift's birthday today. I won't say how old he is, but Gift Musa and Club Secretary Graham Wood celebrating their birthdays today. And the referee has given a free kick there for a foul by Musa. Side challenge on Joe Keynes. Some more goals coming in League One. Millwall lead Chesterfield by 1-0 at the Proact Stadium. No goals to tell you about lately from the Premier League. Chelsea still leading 1-0 against Burnley. Bournemouth 1-0 up at Palace. And Arsenal beating Watford 1-0. And still no score at the Ricoh Arena between Coventry City and Northampton Town. And of course Liverpool drew 1-1 with Tottenham earlier in the day. To try and put it at the right end of the field, but Williams is outmuscled there by Tom Ray. And now United have it with Adam Bilic down the left-hand side, striding into Wolverhampton's territory. Cox is there with him. O'Grady wants it on the right-hand side, switches it over to Josh O'Grady. He's got to get that first touch right, and he does. Moodham's there with him, making the run down the right-hand side, puts it through for Pierre Moodham. Into the area, looking for Kai Williams. Williams passes his man. Kai Williams! And Goggins got a pole to it! And Alan Bilic finishes him off at the far post, slapping it home into an empty net. The disaster of Tuesday night is firmly in the rear view for Coventry United. It's back to normal for the Red and Green Army. Alan Bilic, his first goal for Coventry United. Much better there from Coventry United. Williams doing well to take it away from the defence inside the area, striking towards goal, parried away by Morton, but only into the path of Alan Bilic, who tapped it home. Coventry United 1, AFC Wolverhampton 0. What can Wolverhampton do now in reply? They've got to try and get themselves on the score sheet here if they're going to get anything from this game, and Burgess puts out a pass towards Marvin Robinson. So just 22 minutes into the game, United have their first goal. And a ball towards the United goal, cut out well there by Burgess. Glasgow can't bring it away from King. King forward, looking for Brown. Brown takes it under control, may try on from here. Instead puts it onto the right-hand side now with Jamie King. He tries one, and that's gone well over the crossbar. It's gone over the netting behind the goal as well. So we regroup with a goal kick after 24 minutes. So don't forget, we will be taking a short break at half-time in roughly 20 minutes' time to swap over the laptop batteries. And a goal from St Andrews. Birmingham 1, Norwich City 0. Birmingham take the lead against Norwich.
No Tracy or Gary, they're on the way back.
AFC Wimbledon take the lead against Rochdale. Oxford have a 1-0 lead against Sheffield United as Lewis Hudson brings down a Wolverhampton's man. Hudson seemed to get the ball, but the Wolverhampton's player has gone down in a heap.
Oh, it's not good. He come away with that.
Oh, it's a red card. It's a red card for Lewis Hudson. He's been sent off. It was a nasty challenge. I think he got the ball, but it was a nasty follow through. And it looks like a very serious leg injury. I mean, they're calling for a stretcher, and they're calling for an ambulance straight away, and that doesn't look good. I'm trying to find out who it is. I think it's Josh Shepherd. It's Josh Shepherd who's down, the number 8.
We're down 10 minutes.
And it looks very, very bad. The match has been stopped. It does seem to be very bad. The players visibly upset. I can only speculate what it is, but it does appear to be a very serious leg injury to Josh Shepherd. And the Wolverhampton players are calling for a stretcher. I believe an ambulance has been called. So, well, it's the second time that we've seen a serious injury on a Coventry United match in the last couple of weeks. Of course, we saw Liam Brandt suffer a serious neck injury in the match against Shawbury a couple of weeks ago. There was a delay of over an hour. Well, of course, it does look very serious. The player's been covered with jackets, trying to keep him warm in these horrible conditions. We'll try and update you as to how Shepherd is. We'll take you through the scores around the grounds right now to give you a picture of what's happening, as there's not really much we can talk about here until the player is taken to hospital. Of course, we wish our very best to the player in question, the number 8 Josh Shepherd for AFC Wolverinians. So let's go through I'd say the half-time scores. It's not half-time yet, of course, but let's go through the current scores. Chelsea 1, Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 1, Everton 0, Stoke 0, Leicester City 0, Swansea 0, Southampton 0, Sunderland 0, Watford 0, Arsenal 1. Of course, the match between Spurs and Liverpool was 1-1 earlier on today. In the Championship, Barnsley 0, Rotherham 0, Birmingham 1, Norwich 0, Blackburn Rovers 0, Fulham 0, Brentford 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Bristol 0, Aston Villa 1, Cardiff 0, Reading 0, Huddersfield 1, Wolves 0, Ipswich 1, Preston 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Leeds United 0, Wigan 0, QPR 0, of course Newcastle Brighton kicks off at 5:30. In League 1, Swindon 0, Bristol Rovers 0, Bradford 0, Oldham 1, Charlton 0, Bolton 0, Chesterfield 0, Millwall 1, Coventry City 0, Northampton 0, MK Dons 0, Peterborough 1, Port Vale 0, Scunthorpe 0, Rochdale 0, AFC Wimbledon 1, Sheffield United 0, Oxford 1, Shrewsbury 1, Gillingham 0, Southend 0, Fleetwood 1, and Walsall 2, Bury 0. And for League 2, Accrington 1, Morecambe 0, Barnet 0, Carlisle 1, Blackpool 0, Plymouth 0, Cambridge 0, Luton 0, Cheltenham Town 2, Crewe 0, Crawley 0, Notts County 0, Doncaster 1, Yeovil 0, Exeter 0, Portsmouth 0, Grimsby 1, Stevenage 0, Hartlepool 1, Newport 2, and Leighton Orient 0, Mansfield 0, and finally Wycombe Wanderers 0, Colchester 0. Well, the players have returned to the dressing room. There's not a lot they can do now. A couple of lads, including the manager, Terry Anderson, Coventry United. Jamie Coleman stayed out as well. Lewis Hudson has been sent off for the challenge. From what we saw, Hudson slid in to try and take the ball away from Shepherd, and I didn't hear it myself, but some of the fans have said they heard a crack, which I hate to say may well have been the leg of Josh Shepherd. Whatever's happened, Lewis Hudson slid through. He did get the ball, but he took a fair whack on Josh Shepherd's leg. The referee immediately called the match to a halt and immediately red-carded Lewis Hudson. Some of Shepherd's teammates, including Nick Dodd, went over to confront Lewis. Thankfully, that died down very quickly. But Josh Shepherd remains on the floor now in some considerable discomfort. Of course, we wish the very best to the player. It's never nice to see a player injured, especially like this. The severity of this injury, of course, we don't know what sort of injury it is right now. We do know it's a leg injury. We suspect it may well be a leg break. A lot of the players were looking very distressed after the incident, so a bit serious, very serious. So the referee's deciding what to do. In the centre circle, we do know that an ambulance has been called. Let's hope that it doesn't take too long to arrive. Of course, the last time we had an incident like this was Liam Brandt, the Shawbury United player, who collapsed on the pitch with 8 minutes to go in the FA Cup replay. That took well over an hour to deal with. Right now, that's completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter how long the match is postponed for. All that matters is that this young lad can get the treatment that he needs. And let's just hope that it's nothing too serious. We see Kevin Thornton over there. He was, of course, not playing today. He has been kept dry with a number of umbrellas around him. He's been kept warm with the coats. on top of him. Well, yeah, we will stay on air here on Hillz FM Matchday. We don't know how long it's going to take, but we will stay on air. So while we're waiting for the ambulance to arrive and for the treatment to be administered to Josh Shepherd, we'll go through some of the... in fact, we've just got a goal from the King Power Stadium. Leicester are in front against Swansea City. Maybe things starting to turn around for the Premier League champions. Still can't believe I'm saying that. Coventry still drawing 0-0 against Northampton Town. The current score here at Sphinx Drive is Coventry United 1, Wolverhampton 0. With Adam Bilic scoring in the 22nd minute. As Kai Williams shot at goal from close range, it was parried away by the goalkeeper, Josh Morton. And it was tapped home into an empty net by Bilic for his first Coventry United goal since his summer move to Coventry United. So we do know an ambulance has been called and will hopefully be here very soon. Again, it's very difficult to commentate on this, on what's happening, because unfortunately there isn't anything to commentate on. But right now, football and media coverage is completely irrelevant right now. What matters is the safety of this player. As we say that, there's been a goal at the Ricoh Arena, and when you know it, Coventry City are behind. Taylor scoring for Northampton. Coventry City 0, Northampton Town 1.
Oh, cobblers.
No, it's true. I wish it was Cobblers, but Coventry City are losing by 1 goal to 0 thanks to a goal from Taylor.
Cobblers,
I do know nicknames, Alan.
I don't know yours.
I've got that many of them.
I didn't want to be telling you.
As the rain continuing to come down here at Sphinx Drive, the action has been stopped for around 5 minutes. And we'll read some sports news from elsewhere. Nico Rosberg is on pole position for tomorrow's Belgian Grand Prix, qualified on pole position ahead of Max Verstappen, who becomes the youngest ever driver to start on the front row of a Formula 1 Grand Prix. Raikkonen in third. Lewis Hamilton will start in last after a 30-place grid penalty for switching his power unit. So he'll start from last. Jenson Button, he will start from P9. Good performance from Jenson Button in the McLaren Honda. It's interesting stat. Hamilton will start on the back of the grid, but did you know no Formula 1 driver has ever won a Formula 1 race when starting from last place? So Hamilton's quest to pick up another win is seriously hampered tomorrow. I believe the ambulance is close by. The United coaching staff have cleared a path for the ambulance on the far side of the pitch. We will try and find out the exact extent of Josh Shepherd's injury.
What's that? You couldn't what?
Couldn't eat anything at the moment.
Why is that? It made me hungry. Bit of tomato sauce on it, you know.
So once again, the match here at Sphinx Drive has been paused. We're not sure how long for right now, but we stopped the game about half an hour in. Coventry United were 1-0 up at the time, thanks to Adam Bilic. A couple of chances for Wolfrunians, nothing major though. Rich Warren's had to make a close range save after a throw-in. But that's pretty much all that United have had to deal with. United have looked the stronger side just about, although Wolfrunians were coming back into the game before this horrific injury. So as I say, we will remain on air as long as it takes. As long as we can stay on. We've got about an hour's worth of battery life left, so fingers crossed we'll be able to bring you the rest of the first half. But of course, right now it's more important that this player, Josh Shepherd, is able to get the treatment that he needs. We believe it's a broken leg. So we told you a few minutes ago, Coventry City are losing. They're 1-0 down against Northampton. It's Matty Taylor who scored the goal. So well, things don't get any easier for Coventry City, do they? Yet to win a game this season. They managed to get their first goal last week against Bradford, but unfortunately that hasn't been a sign of things to come. We're going to try and bring you the latest score from the one-day international between Pakistan and England. Try and get the score up for you in a second. And mind you, I don't think they'll be playing in this weather either. Just like they're not playing at Edgbaston, otherwise we won't be getting any sort of action there. So right now the score is, well, Pakistan ended on 251 all out. England are currently 40 for 2. So England 40 for 2. They need 212 runs from 39 overs. Cheers.
Yeah, the small break in transmission while the commentator stops his face. Okay, carry on. Give your face to every check point. That's really taken off your head.
It's quite bad. Like some of the players, especially was really crying.
Nice legs.
Obviously twisted round, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of a guy with both now, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, remember that.
Well, Lewis has been sent off, they must have been back.
Yeah. Yeah, but a player can break a leg and attack it, not deliberately, not
No, oh, he didn't deliberately do it.
But it depends on
If you stood the run.
Well, no player goes into
If he
injury
slid
a
through,
professional,
if he
does he?
slid through and had his foot up, the referee hasn't got the choice, has he? He's taken the player out, foot up.
Referee was very
showing.
unprofessional because he was worried about sending him off before he was actually worried about him.
Player, yeah.
Yeah.
He should have just left that.
He
and got
perhaps
the player.
didn't.
Well, if he's giving him sending off, he's obviously he should be concerned.
Looks like the battery's going to last. I don't know if it's going to last much longer. I might have to swap over to the other one early.
We're what, 15 minutes away from the ambulance. I mean, it's not going to come far.
It's ridiculous. It really is. But it's been several games now. We've had this situation.
It was an hour short game, wasn't it?
When we were at Knoll, it was 2.5 hours. Player was down on the pitch. 2.5 hours. Absolutely scrubbed. And there was a surgeon. Well, there was a surgeon there saying it's a break. Get him. So they sent first response. Yeah. He was like, what you sent him for? There was actually a surgeon in the crowd, and he was going mental. He was going, what an ambulance.
It's quite a bad break as well, wasn't
It
it?
was a nasty break, that one. I mean, he was out for a
Just
long
below his
time.
knees.
He was out for a long time.
Yeah, that was, who was it?
Maybe as soon as he got better, he fucked off and they blocked after him till he got him. They're charity nights, all sorts for him. I can't think of his name, no, he was in a bad way. But
When was that?
that was Knoll first season, cup in the Knoll.
Yeah, about twice.
And then we went back and replayed, and they broke
Rob Thompson.
second game.
They knew what they were doing that second time, didn't they?
Well, they
The guy
were
went across and nailed him and came back looking chuffing himself.
they
He knew
were
what he'd done.
nasty. So. Yeah, but I think we went with the thing that we were going to give him a bit of grief. I think Rob was putting himself back. Yeah, I mean, he put himself a
If
bit
that's the
more.
defender's gone off, it might be Robinson to come on, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, so Rob can
Doing the shit.
drop one out of midfield. I'd drop. Well, you can drop Tommy back there.
Yeah.
I think they've cancelled the game. I think it's over.
Eh?
I think it's over.
No.
Yes.
Really?
Done.
It's what?
That's it. It's game's off.
Has it been cancelled?
Yeah, I think the game's off.
Why?
Like break his leg?
Really?
They've abandoned it.
I'll go with that.
Who is it? Coventry or the other team?
Game's off, lads. Yeah, get it over. I'll let everyone know.
Yeah.
Nan, because it's 31. Are you able to watch this for tomorrow?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for staying with us. But I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. The injury to the player, Josh Shepherd, has been judged. It's that bad that they've cancelled the game. The match has been postponed and will be played at a later date.
Dad's on the pitch.
We've just been informed by Coventry United striker Matt Brown. We saw Terry Anderson shake hands with the managers.
I go on to the pitch then.
Pete, how bad is it?
That's all we've got. So.
Well, the injury to the player. I mean, the ambulance is on its way, but I'm afraid we have to say the game has been postponed. It was a challenge. Lewis Hudson slid in on Josh Shepherd, and he got the ball. It seems as if Hudson raised his leg a little bit higher than he should have done. He did receive an immediate red card, but so I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We've got no more action today. Hillz FM Matchday will be going off there now. I can only apologise that this match is not going to be going any further. But again, thank you so much for tuning in. We will, of course, try and bring you an update on Josh's condition a little bit later on. Of course, we wish Josh Shepherd the very best in his recovery of what seems to be a very bad leg injury. An ambulance has been called. It hasn't arrived yet, but again, we will try our best to let you know what's happening. But that's all we're going to have for today. The match will be replayed at a later date. So we hope you can join us for the next match for Coventry United as United take on Bournemouth St Michael's on Tuesday. It's a 7:45 kickoff here at Sphinx Drive. We hope you can join us for that, but from a very subdued Sphinx Drive, we'll see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, and we'll see you on Tuesday.